Hello, 45 Alpha Charlie Papa channel, and we're here with the singing old gunsmith who is going to do a trail song at the end of this video.
I am.
I have had a request.
Oh, what?
Yes.
What did you have a request for?
The last video I had on.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably be 2 videos from now on the black powder, shooting black powder.
Yeah.
We didn't do any trail songs, and
you got a complaint?
it was missed.
Oh, a complaint.
So there will be a trail song. Just warning you now.
What can I say? You know, my peeps demand. My fans demand performances.
Well, we have got a peach of a gun for you today.
Well, actually, if you have a choice between this gun and a peach, you might suggest you
might
take
go to the peach.
Yeah. It'd be more useful.
Probably.
You know,
it's an infamous gun.
Yeah. I served in the United States Air Force as an enlisted man from 1966 to 1970. And how broke was I? I'll tell you what, this is a true story. My last year in the Air Force, I was stationed down in San Antonio at Lackland Air Force Base. I know most of you Air Force guys started there. I finished there. I took my basic training at Amarillo in 66. But nonetheless, I get off the path here. I was looking for, I had a buddy who went out to the range and shot, and he used to shoot his handgun, and he'd share it with me, and I didn't have a handgun at the time. I was a E4 under 4, and I think when I went over 4 in like June of 70, I got my first 2-week check that I cleared over $100. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, yes! Believe it or not, I had we got paid twice a month. So every 2 weeks, except for, there were 4 months that had 3 weeks between paydays there, 3 weekends between paydays. So making, bringing home $100 only had the last 2 weeks. Food and everything. So how broke was I? I was so broke. There was an ad in the San Antonio paper. A guy was selling 1911s, U.S. military 1911 with the U.S. stamp on them for $50. Really, $50. I got in the car and I drove over. And sure enough, he had several really nice 1911s, some Colts, some, the other manufacturers, I think...
Standard? And
no
Singers, I'm sure.
No Singers, no. He had either Colts or Remington Rand. Oh, that's right, Remington Rand.
Rands.
Yeah, it's the typewriter people, not the gun people. Anyway, $50, your choice. Ran home, begged my wife for $50. Didn't have it. Could not come up with $50 to buy that gun. Boy, we missed an opportunity there.
Yeah, opportunities missed.
So $50 for a 1911, and I couldn't come up with the money. We just were broke.
I'm sure a lot of you have had that too.
Yeah,
I had that gun. Oh, it's such a great deal, but I got no money.
Yeah, it might as well have been $500, or $1,500 like it would be today, or $2,500 as it might be today if it was in good shape. Anyway, they were well used, but they were 1911s for $50. So, still borrowing my buddy's gun and shooting. And so I decided I was going to go out and I was going to buy a handgun so that I could go to the range with him once a week and shoot. So
if we teased him long enough,
I shopped and I shopped and I shopped, and what did I find? I went into a pawn shop, mind you, and they were selling brand new RG-14 22 long rifles. For $20.
It's still got great bluing on it. Yeah.
For $20. I bought this gun at a pawn shop in San Antonio, Texas for $20. And that's got, 6 shots. And to open it and load it, you have to pull the base pin out, put it back in. It's double action. And I took that out and I shot box after box of ammunition through it. I must have put, 4 or 5 boxes through before it went out of time. It started skipping past.
About 250 rounds.
Yeah. After
not even a whole brick.
Yeah, it would start, every once in a while it would just skip right past there it is. It just skip right past the lock and wouldn't go off. So I had to shoot a single action. So it was absolutely a piece of junk. It was worth what I paid for it, $20. Brand new. So I didn't realize what a real buy that was at the time. And until a few minutes ago, I still didn't realize it because this gun is infamous.
Infamous, yes.
Yes, it is. Not famous, but infamous.
Yeah, used ones go for like $40 or $50.
Yeah, twice what I paid for it.
Great investment there.
That's right. And you think that Lee Harvey Oswald went cheap when he bought that Carcano to shoot Kennedy with? Nothing to it. This is what Hinckley used to shoot Reagan. This didn't even do the job. Reagan walked away.
Yeah, this is the reason for some of our strife now.
Yeah, the Brady laws and Sarah Brady and her
kids or whomever.
I was trying to remember the name of her organization.
Oh, I don't know.
Parents Against Handgun Violence or some silly thing like that. Anyway, this is the RG 1422 long rifle. Pot metal.
Pot metal.
It's good for about 250
parts made
rounds.
in Germany, assembled in Miami.
Miami, Florida.
And I didn't even see a serial number on that one, so that one may have been made before '68.
Well, I tell you what, I know I bought it.
Sure.
I know I bought it in 1970 because I got out of the service in September of '70. I was in from '66 to '70, and I bought this the summer before I got out. So this would have been. I bought this in the summer of '70 for $20. I think I do remember filling out a 4473 for it. So it would have been after, but I don't know about a serial number. Oh yeah, that's right here
on the butt plate. There's a serial number on it.
There's a serial number on it.
This is what the 1968 Gun Control Act was trying to prevent from getting to our show.
Yeah, have you ever heard the term Saturday Night Special? $20 brand new Saturday Night Special.
Yep. Now this is going to be a very rare gun. We're not going to go out and shoot it.
Well, the only thing I do with it any longer, because it shaves lead so bad, is you can be shot single action. But the only thing I've used it for in the last 20 years is training dogs. I put blanks in it.
Okay.
And I use it as a blank pistol.
Yeah.
I take the dogs out and I'll throw a dummy out there. No, I shouldn't say dummy. I throw one of those canvas bird things out there.
Fake birds.
Yeah. Throw it out there and shoot up in the air, and so the dog gets used to the idea of a bird goes up, a shot goes off, the bird falls down, you retrieve it. And that works really well as long as I use blanks and canvas bird dummies. When I use real birds, I get more the bird goes up, the shot goes off, and the dog gives me a disappointed look.
Let's make this video a little bit longer since we didn't look a whole lot about this pistol. But let's talk about your experience and how the dogs taught you to hunt.
Oh, well.
Yeah, we're telling stories today.
Okay, so if this we're telling stories, this is a true story about how my dogs taught me to hunt. I had two dogs. I had a Springer Spaniel and a Golden Retriever. They were named
Fred and Ginger.
Fred and Ginger. Can you tell my daughter was a dancer from Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers? Anyway, so I used to try and train them in the house during the winter and stuff. I would take a canvas bag full of pheasant feathers, and I would sit them down in the dining room, and I'd go and I'd hide it someplace. And I'd come back and I'd tell them, hunt bird. Boom, the two of them would take off. Ginger was the Springer Spaniel, and she was a sight hunter. She looked every place. When she was done looking, every pillow, every cushion on the couch, everything was turned over. She looked everywhere. The Golden Retriever was Fred. He hunted with his nose, and he would try and sniff it out. So he wasn't as messy as Ginger, but they were about equally successful. So anyway, I figured, here we got the scent of the pheasants in this canvas bag. We got them taught to hunt bird. That was the thing, hunt bird. And they take off looking for that bird. And when they found it, they bring it back and we do it again, and they wanted to play it for hours on end. So finally, after a year or two of doing this, I had an opportunity to go pheasant hunting. So I grabbed my old Parker side by side. I was going to make the most out of this. This was going to be a romantic hunt. I got the old Parker Trojan out. Took my two dogs that were trained to a razor's edge.
A
razor's edge. And we went out hunting. And we walked the cornfields and we walked the fence lines, and finally a pheasant goes up. And it went up quite a ways out, I'd say 30, 40 yards. He flushed wild. The dogs didn't flush him. He just came up, and it was a crossing shot, right to left. And I threw old Parker up to my shoulder there, and I let him just enough, and I squeezed off a shot, and poof! Just like you see on TV. A pheasant tumbles into the grass on the other side of a 4-strand barbed wire fence next to a creek that's full of buckbrush and overgrown with rose, multiflora rose. So I go over there and I tell the dogs, hunt bird, and they through the fence. Both of them gone. So I figured, well, I better go over there and see what's going on. So I unload the gun and I put it down, and I get over the fence and bring the gun through and reload it and get tangled up in this multiflora rose to where I'm bleeding. I mean, this stuff is not going to let me go. And them dogs finally come running back to me and sat down, and they didn't have any bird.
Uh-oh.
No bird.
Uh-oh.
So I said, well, okay, let's see if we can't find it. I found a little path in there and tried to figure out where the bird went down, and went in there, and I'm looking, and I can't find this bird. And I'm looking under the bushes and under the multiflora rose, and I'm going to any place that's got a little divot where the bird might hide. And I turn around, and the two dogs are watching me. And I'm thinking, just exactly at what point did we reverse to where I'm the dog hunting the bird, and they're watching me? There's something decidedly wrong here. Well, we never found the bird. So we went on and hunted the rest of the field. And before I went in, I couldn't stand it any longer. I said, I got to go back and try again. So we go back to the same place. I went to where I shot the bird from, and I thought, okay, bird flushed about there. I flew this way. I fired it. It should be somewhere by that tree. If I go from here to that tree, that was pretty near where it fell. So we crawl over the fence through the multiflora rose again, and I collected some more, thorns.
Thorns?
And I'm looking around, and here in the middle of this little path is a dead pheasant. I don't know how we missed it. The dogs are looking all over the place, and I said, hey, dogs, bird. They came over and went, that's dead. Who wants that? So I picked up the bird, put it in my pouch, and took it home, and said, yeah, boy, them dogs are trained. True story.
True story. Those were a couple of really good dogs.
They were great pets.
Yes.
Love them to death. Fred was a great squirrel killer and retriever.
Yep.
He'd see birds or squirrels out of the bird feeder, and if I'd let him out the back door, he'd chase them down, kill them, and bring them back and put them on the porch. Then the squirrels, after we got 3 or 4 squirrels, the squirrels got smart and started coming in 2s and 3s. And you'd never see a squirrel alone. There'd be 2 or 3 squirrels in the bird feeder. You'd let them out the back door, and they take off in different directions, and he'd do a... And by the time he figured it out, they were in the trees. So the squirrels finally outsmarted the dog. Did you come here for dog stories or gun stories?
Anyway, well, I thought we brought it up, with training the dogs with this old RG-14.
Yeah. They were trained with that gun, so you know that it worked well.
It worked well. Anyway, this is 45 Alpha Charlie Papa Channel.
And the old singing gunsmith saying, Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling on till then.
We'll see you later.
Happy trails.